Party Poker Premier League Poker is back, coming to you from Montesino in the stunning city of music, Vienna, with its best lineup yet, all chasing the ultimate title in poker.
Cards are going to be flying off the table soon.
They're going to go nuts when they see this.
You could have outplayed me there.
I heard I'm not supposed to make friends.
Just have my blinds here, just take them.
This is the first time I've ever heard Tom Dwan be excited about the chance of folding.
I want to fold, but I just felt like I couldn't.
That's the way to do it.
It's really hard to fold the hand this good when you're eating chicken this delicious.
I'm basically out of the Premier League, down to my last animals.
I had the G on the ropes there, and you've just told them you had the nuts.
It's driving me crazy.
I got to deal with the stare down just to steal a freaking blind.
Ace King, you're good. You're good. You've got the best hand, whatever happens.
Oh, God, come on.
I mean, what the hell?
This is a standard fold. Phil has lost his mind.
I'm not getting any respect.
No, I'm going to be moving in everything.
We understand that you're not very good, but you're a nice guy.
Edky, I feel people have been very rude at this table so far at this heat.
You are the best, OG.
It's bike time.
Can you shut up for a bit, because I'm actually thinking.
Who knows what I think sometimes.
Curiosity's killing me.
Real nice.
Come on, let's see the river.
If you have aces right now, I'll never talk to you again.
Wow.
I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home. I'm so angry at myself right now.
Let's shut him up.
Pair? Good news.
Do you want to swap hands?
Zasko smelled the rat.
I'm not going to listen to Tony anyway. He clearly has no idea what he's doing.
That's pretty prudent.
Ooh. Oh, sweat, sweat. Yeah! What would you do here then, Tony?
Boom! Let's go! Yeah! Everyone's a winner.
Before the main event can kick off, it's the Global Qualifier event. This is how the qualifying stage is structured. There are 2 global qualifying events, each made up of 12 players from around the world. Each qualifier is divided into 2 groups of 6. The groups play 1 heat with the top 3 players going through to a final table. The last man standing on each global qualifier final wins a place in the Premier League main event. Last time, the first global qualifier final played out, and this is what happened.
The first global qualifier final saw 6 players take their seats. It was card-dead Dmitry Trechikov who was knocked out first. Then, local player Peter Mulbeck took on Anthony Lelouch
I called.
and caught the Frenchman bluffing. Lelouch was left with a low chip stack and was next out the door. Matthew Franklin then damaged Mulbeck's lead, and the Austrian never recovered. He was out in 4th. The remaining 3 continued to battle it out. Gamilla was the next victim with ace-6 against Rizo's ace-jack. Heads up was between Brit Matthew Franklin and Italian Giovanni Rizo. Franklin took control, and with a pair of 6s, he went on to win the seat in the Premier League main event.
This is a brilliant opportunity for me, and I'd like to be returning at other stages, direct buying in instead of satelliting, so hopefully I can put my mark on the poker world here.
Now just 1 seat remains as 12 more global qualifiers hit the felt. First up, it's Group A. The players include Bruno Fitoussi, Melanie Weisner, Dominik Nitsche, Benjamin Pollak, Emir Misljimi, and Michael Thoms.
A familiar face in European poker, but it's the first time we've seen you here at the Premier League, Bruno. Give me your thoughts on the lineup that you're about to face.
Actually, I don't know it. I don't know the line. No, I just know one guy, Dominik, because we took the taxi together from the hotel. So I met him in the taxi. Actually, as most of the time with young players. He's young. They know me more than I know them.
So it's the first time that we've seen you on one of our 6 max tables here. It's exciting to see you. What do you think of the structure?
Well, like the structure is unlike anything I've ever seen before, and you know, it's basically winner takes all formats. So I'm gonna try my best, try to get all the chips as fast as possible, and then like hopefully qualify for the 100K. You know?
Yeah, we were talking as well. You know, top 3 goes through, and I said that, and you're like, that doesn't really matter, does it?
No, not at all, because like then we merge into another 6-player heat. So and then it's winner takes all. And since we do keep our chips, it's basically just all about accumulating chips.
It's payback time.
Try again.
Sickest fold ever.
Were you bluffing?
Okay.
That seems weird.
These 6 players must become 3 to fill half of our second global qualifiers final. Getting the game underway are our hosts, Jessie May and Giovanni Rizo.
Rack 'em up. Event 2 global qualifier for Premier League Poker 5, ready to rock and roll. And Giovanni, have a look at the seat positions. A lot of different countries here. A couple players, though, that we know quite well. Dominik, Nitsche, very familiar face on the World Poker Tour, for instance.
Absolutely. He's one of the young guns, definitely up-and-coming player. He won bazillions online, and he's doing well live, too, so it's going to be interesting to see him play. And I think together with Melanie, they're probably the two guys to look out for in this particular heat because they played so much sit-and-go style tournaments online, so a bunch of experience in this kind of format.
Dominik, Nitsche, he's only just turned 21, but he's been everywhere.
Crazy, that's crazy.
And for Melanie Weisner, you know, a lot of people say that she is maybe the best, if not one of the best, head-up sit-and-go players online. And Melanie decided to flat here. This is perhaps a little bit of just trying to be careful early on before she, you know, later on you might want to 3-bet with that hand, but it's hard to kind of figure out what sort of range Emir would be raising with right now.
Yes, absolutely. Plus the ace-jack out of position, first levels. I mean, by flatting, you keep in all the hands that you dominate, and you don't make, you know, worse hand fold. At the same time, you're pot controlling. It's a clear flat, but of course Melanie knows that. And yeah, I was gonna say, you don't only flat the ace-jack to hit a flop. This time Misljimi is fortunate enough to have hit his top pair, but a lot of time you're good with ace-jack there. By keeping the pot small, you can call 1 or 2 barrels without spending too much, getting some info.
Well, 1 barrel might seem standard, but this is where the decision has to be made right now.
And big bet, 20K on the turn.
You know, there's always, who's going to look him up? Is it going to be Melanie? Oh, my.
Oh, wow.
She's curious.
Wow.
She has come like Curious George.
Wow. That's a hell of a call right there. It's, I don't think Misljimi can bet this river. Everything that could get there got there. He's got a horrible kicker. Yeah, it's definitely a check.
He's going to show and take
Yeah.
She
She paid all right. She got the info.
The rest of the table will be quite happy that Melanie paid 40,000. They wanted to see what Emir was playing too, and Emir happy enough. He's won the first big pot.
There you go. Chip leader right now. You know, and this, let me tell you, Jesse, this is really good for a qualifier. Just the first spot against a big name, you know, you get some chips in there, you get your feet wet, you're starting to feel comfortable. Look, the whole body language tells you that. He, you know, before he was kind of rigid, now he's like, yeah, I did it, I got it.
I wonder, I mean, does Weisner think that that information was worth the price? You know, it is first level. Big bets now are not that expensive, but she's just playing sheriff.
Yes, I pretty much that's exactly what she's doing.
Nitsche, known as an aggressive person.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
Super aggressive, in fact. So, to the Pollak Open.
That's an easy free bet.
An easy 3-bet.
Easy free bet.
And he is going to quite soon get smacked around.
Yeah, we'll see how far he takes it. I mean, Dominik is definitely very skilled and not a newbie, so I don't think he'll go crazy with this hand. But you know, if Ben puts another one in, I'm not sure Nitsche's giving it up, even if it's the first level.
And the truth is Nitsche might be a guy who loses his rag, not on the first level, but he could lose his rag here with ace-queen.
Yes, absolutely.
Benjamin has just given him the option.
Probably made it big, too.
Take a deep breath here, Dominik.
Not too big. I really like the sizing here. I don't think Dominik is giving this up right now.
Even for a guy like Nitsche, someone like Melanie, who, as you said, tons of experience in this format, this is slightly different because, you know, the idea that 3 go through, and we saw in the event 1, in the final 3 of the final table, 2 short stacks. You know, people like yourself and Gomala, who squeezed through. Well, for Nitsche, he's just basically gotten, he's lucked out in that he's missed his
Absolutely. This is a horrible flop for his hand. And I think this should be the end of it. I'm not sure Ben should even bet this, to be quite honest.
Right, even though this pot has been 4-bet already, if you're Pollak, and you always get a little bit scared with the aces, you start thinking to yourself, how happy am I going to be to get my 260,000?
No, you're not. You're not.
With one pair.
Ace queen. This is a really bad flop for aces. You're looking more at something like king 10 4, like the 3 5 6 with clubs against a guy like Nitsche. I don't know. If you bet that, you got to be ready to surrender in a lot of situations, in my opinion. But bet and take it down, and Ben is a new chip leader.
Great start here for the Frenchman, Ben Pollak. See, Nitsche lost 40,000 early, and Ben Pollak with the lead.
Still affordable. I mean, first level is usually a study level. To get down to 200 is not a problem for anybody. Games start to change at like 3-6, and then it will shift again at 7-15.
Raise from the button for Fitoussi. This will be a fun relationship. Bruno's button, Melanie in the big blind, and she seems like she's willing to take a flop off.
Heads up.
I feel like quite aggressive of Bruno to be raising with this type of hand this early.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's a little bit out of character, and especially against this kind of lineup.
He was going to say it's not exactly like the two blinds are pigeons there.
No, absolutely. I think Ben probably has the worst seat of the table right now. He's got Melanie and Dominik on his blind, and you know it's going to be tough to steal from the button there. There's going to be a lot of interesting dynamics in this table, and I'm excited to commentate this.
So to raise 15,000.
He's gone for the min raise, which is odd because it's somewhere between a bluff and a call.
It's a bluff. It's I don't know if Bruno sees it that way, but it's definitely a bluff right there. You're only folding worse. Nothing better is ever folding.
He's one of those guys, Bruno Fitoussi. He doesn't get the hours in. You know, he says he plays maybe once a month. That's it these days. He plays for fun. But his poker instincts are so good.
On the lake or in the mountain?
On the lake.
Join us after the break as this second global qualifier event continues. Welcome back to Season 5 of the Party Poker Premier League Poker, coming to you from Vienna. Before the main event gets underway, the global qualifiers are battling it out for a chance to join the Premier League lineup. The second global qualifying event is underway with Group A hitting the felt. Let's head back to the table.
Big one.
He's a funny guy, Bruno Fitoussi. He never says a crossword at the poker table, Fitoussi, and never gets upset, and always has a big smile.
The guy's good for the game, for sure.
Of course, he's been instrumental in the development of the French poker scene, just stretching back years and years.
Raise 4,000.
Yeah, he was the manager at the.
Well, I think he's one of the founders anyway of the aviation club. Still has, you know, some sort of role in the operations there, but certainly has just been a big proponent of French poker.
French poker school is starting to really explode here. We got in this Premier League playoffs, we got really good French players. I played with Anthony Lelouch, and let me tell you, the guy abused me on day one. Like, that was just really hard to play against him.
Yeah, we've seen some of the best, and still Elke yet to come in the main Premier League draw.
Amazing, yes. And Ben Pollak, great player. I mean, and a lot of young guns too. They traveling the circuit, the WPT circuit. You know, you see more and more French young guys just storming up. You know, Tristan Clemenceau, that kind of school. And then they're all really close to get out. Let's not forget the old schoolers too, like Fabrice Soulier, with a great guy, amazing player. And they're all very proficient in all games. So
well, Nitsche's 3-bet this from the button, 6-9 suited. Fitoussi's decided to peel off the flop. They basically both missed. Is it advantage Nitsche?
Yeah, but once you get the initiative here, I think. But see, now I'm not gonna make a lot of guesses on what Bruno's gonna do, because you really never know.
You're not gonna do yourself any credit by trying to predict Bruno's.
Yeah, this is a fold. Yeah.
But Nitsche there, he's obviously come to play, and we'll see how long it lasts.
you know, to really understand the importance of the free bet, it's such a huge factor. Like, yeah, people know it's good to free bet, to take the initiative, but it's just not understood enough how fundamental that is. You know, you are gonna flop a hand less than 33, a pair, not a hand, like a pair, any pair, like less than 33% of the time. So most of the time, the guy that has the initiative is gonna take down the pot. It's that simple.
We are going to see it over and over and more, especially this incarnation of Premier League Poker #5 with this kind of lineup. You're right, the 3 bets, the 4 bets, that's what it's going to be. Pollak here has found his second big pair of the heat.
I think Emir's going to flat, yeah. He seems a big... Now this I could predict. He was gonna flat any 2 cards there. I think Misljimi just likes to see flops.
But why now? Why these?
I don't know. I don't know.
He's marching to his own beat, isn't he?
They're connected.
I believe Fitoussi's flop 3 of a kind. How do you play this?
I think in the first levels, it's good to play these things fast. I mean, I'm not a big advocate of winning small pots. If you got a big hand, there's no point in slow playing on the first level. It might be more interesting, you know, 4 or 5 levels from now. And now this is going to be, it's a good check by Ben for a number of reasons. You can induce and you're pot controlling. I like the check there.
You're looking to get to showdown all the time.
Look, he wants to muck. He wants to muck right away.
He does not.
I tell you, I could almost see that happen.
Well, Fitoussi can get one more street of value here. I'm sure he's betting all cards. And he's just got to make a decision about how big to bet.
That's an ugly card for Ben's hand too, in a way. A couple of hands hit now. 7, 8. King, Queen, although he's got blockers.
Check.
That's a tricky check by Bruno. See, you never know.
That feels like a check-to-check raise. If you're Pollak right now, don't you say to yourself,
yeah,
he's got a 9,
yeah,
or he's had a draw and hit the jack, and now I can get value.
I do put him on something like 8-jack or jack-queen. Although I have blockers, it's tricky.
Also, I think if Ben bets here, which he looks like he's going to, and
it's
Bruno raises, and if Bruno raises, he's just going to pass.
Yeah. On Ben's side, it's clearly a bet fold. And
Fitoussi actually just checking and calling there, I guess, you know, worried about the Queen King?
I do believe so. It's an ugly card for both players. A lot of draw hit there, so I can see the conservative side here. It makes a lot of sense on the first level.
Oui, non, mais je voulais te faire donner l'occasion de bluffer.
Yeah, he said I wanted to induce you to bluff, just in case. And if you got something, you're gonna bet anyway. So.
Fair enough.
Absolutely.
Look how busy this Montesino casino be. And here in the center, on center stage, the global qualifiers for Premier League Poker 5. The buzz here. And
let me tell you, it's good to be up there. I'm so sick of you.
I know you're disconsolate. Yeah. I know you're forlorn. But you know what? I also know you're going to be here every step of the way, Giovanni.
Absolutely.
And this is going to be a great week, a great 2 weeks here.
The whole experience here is just amazing. At the Montesino, they treat you amazingly well. The whole 2 weeks here is going to be, I'm not going to miss a minute of that. I hope I'm back in the booth. I will be for sure for the big game. And it's just amazing. It's just the best players are all gathering here. It's like an event in the pure literal sense of event. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can see the excitement.
Nitsche's raised this and gotten called by the world, but how good is the kid running? I mean, you just flop top set.
Hey, you're 21, you cashed in 18 countries. So, I mean.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, Nitsche's funny. He's living that lifestyle where he's appreciated. You should see, you know, every country they go to, you know, him and I know Melanie Weisner, she's traveling a lot as too. Some of these other young Brits, they go to all the fanciest restaurants, the fanciest nightclubs. It's the life.
Hey, it's good. It's just really good. To be if you don't let it get you, which is always the downside, it is the life. the restaurant, the traveling, and it's just a blank page every time, you know? It's a new experience every time you go somewhere new.
Funny, you know, Fitoussi just seems to, it's like he's going to have a confrontation with Nitsche.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's almost like he's
yeah.
upset. This guy's bullying me. Look at him. I mean.
He's like, oh, come on, just give me bottom pair. I know. Nitsche a little bit disappointed here. You know, once you get called on 4 spots and hit top set, you do want to.
Yeah, you're a bit sick when you get going.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
Hitting on the weak spot, huh?
Still missing, as far as the live scene goes, Melanie Weisner, still missing the big score.
Yeah.
But she's had a lot of deep finishes, World Series of Poker Europe, EPT Copenhagen, just in the past couple months alone.
Yeah, she's missing that big shiny moment when you can raise the cup. Maybe this is it.
It's a good time. It's a good time to run good.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Misljimi has raised up to 6, and Nitsche, who is the serial 3-better at the table, but this is a good time to take a flop off, isn't it?
Again, you against that kind of player, you're just waiting to hit a really big hand and get paid off.
And how aggressive do you think Nitsche's going to be here?
Not much. I don't believe there's any value in raising here by Nitsche's side. Yes, he's got showdown value, but he's also got a draw first level. I think it's a pretty clear check call.
Swelling the pot is a negative play?
I'm not saying always a negative play. I mean, there is some merit in protecting your pair in this kind of situation. Plus, of course, you got outs. But see, it's
it kills him to call.
Yeah,
I know it kills him to call.
And look at that, free on the turn. And now I'm not sure. I mean, probably this could have been a bet by Nitsche. I don't think Misljimi is going to bet this turn.
He does seem to be rather straightforward.
He is going to bet this turn.
But he's taken the bait.
That's not a good bet. And I'm not just saying that because we see it's just, you never get called by worse.
Well, Nitsche's obviously going to raise, and my guess is he's trying to decide between, do I make a small raise and try and get paid, or do I try and get greedy?
Against this kind of player, I think here, like, make it 45, 50, kind of a min-raise thing. Just call again. Now I'm a little confused.
What's the idea? Is he maybe going to lead the river big?
Could be an option. He might want to make it look like a flush draw that just missed. And now it's a check, yeah.
And
you have to show first.
I don't know about the turn here.
Nitsche's going to feel like he's missed a lot of value, and he has.
Yeah, look at Melanie. She's really surprised, too.
Have a look at the leaderboard. There's not that much in it, Giovanni.
No, everybody is pretty even, as it should be. It's just the first 18 hands. Now, the first bump, it's actually right away a double, so this will change things already.
We'll be back with plenty more from the Montesino Casino in Vienna, Premier League Poker 5.
Welcome back to Premier League Poker 5. 6 of our qualifiers are battling it out. Only 3 will progress through to the Global Qualifier Final for a chance to make it through to the Premier League main event. Let's head back over to your commentators.
There's the Montesino action. How many tables? This is not Emir. Is there 25? Is there 30 cash game tables go on?
The combination, I think it's about 30 tables between the two areas. This is the left area of the Montesino, then there's the right area with the smaller cash game. This on the left.
There's the balcony, there's the outdoors, there's the terrace, there's the restaurant, there's the high limit room, and then there's, of course, the main stage.
To have a terrace in a casino, you know, to just be able to actually be outside and have a beautiful view of Vienna while you're playing in such a nice setting, it's quite something, you know, for people like us that are going to be here 20 days, and most of these guys are going to be here for a long time too. You know, it gives you a little breathing room, quite literally.
Thoms is having a little bit of a busy period here. I mean, he's just called UTG under the gun +1. He's called Nitsche's under the gun raise with no hand at all, and Nitsche's Nitsche's going to get hurt.
Yeah, in a way he is, because Thoms flopped the flush draw. He's definitely calling this flop. Oh no, he raises right off the bat. Come on, go get him, Thoms.
Have a little
you
bit
the
of this,
man.
Dominic. I mean, you can look at him.
Look at his face. Come on.
You can look at him as mean as you want. You can look at him for as long as you want, but it's not going to change what you're going to have to do with those cards.
Take it down, Michael. We got a new chip leader, Jesse, and he's a good one.
It's great. And, you know, he's unpredictable. He's aggressive. He's playing a good game.
I pick Michael. I have to pick Michael. I can't help it.
I'm so jealous of him, though. I mean, you don't know how many years I wanted a beard like that. And, I mean, it takes the dedication, the commitment.
Yeah.
I can tell you, Giovanni. I mean, I've gotten, you know, 3 inches, and that takes dedication.
And Tony G walks on stage. All right.
Bruno, where's the cognac?
It's not Chris, it's our.
Uncle Bruno and the cognac.
Yeah,
That's a classic.
Cognac is in the room, buddy.
You got it. You got a bottle.
We got a bottle of
Going to
cognac.
dinner later.
Don't worry. We'll have a good cognac together tonight.
Excellent. Ronnie, how's the unicycle?
I'm retired.
You retired? You cancelled?
I'm retired.
You look
An injury.
What's happened? You got all the chips?
Yeah.
Give some love. Get Jesus to qualify.
No, I'm trying to take
He's
them off.
playing all the money, whatever he wins. Anything he wins, it all goes to the players. That's fair.
Sir G is in town, and he is going to be causing noise and trouble. One of these 6 might have the chance to face Tony G in the Premier League. Boy, I mean, he just comes in and just stirs up the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Tony does.
And you don't actually, you know, I think he actually, I think, you know, at first glance thought that was Chris Ferguson. I'm not even sure. What Michael Thoms has created there in the field, in the area of hair growth, this is, you know, the number of meals he's had to really clean his beard. I mean, you don't know how difficult it is to eat with that thing.
I haven't considered that point of view, and yes, you're right. This is just crazy. How do you do it? A straw?
It looks so good. Anyway, Fitoussi's opened this to 10,000. Nitsche in the big blind. And it's interesting because, I mean, Nitsche knows how aggressive and active the table sees him as. So is he thinking, I may have to actually kind of get this in here?
28.
You know, once he starts swelling this pot, or is he just delighted about it?
Yeah, I mean, once you start, you're right. When the pot starts swelling, it's because you're ready to get it in. And Nitsche is very aware of table dynamics, and he sees that hatred in Fitoussi's eyes. I mean, game hatred, of course.
He's having another think about it. I mean, honestly, what is the play here? Not seeing Nitsche's cards if you're Fitoussi and you're getting picked on by this 21-year-old pain in the poop.
I would never flap that in my. It's just too easy to be dominated, and also just to be outplayed. So it's.
But if you 4-bet, you're just hoping he passes.
Yeah, which is also kind of weird. It's a tough spot when the dynamics are this way. I would probably either pass and just feel like my life sucks right now, or 4-bet fold, I guess.
Bruno's in a tough spot, and Nitsche's going to bet here. I guess Bruno has to peel one off now.
He kind of does, for a number of reasons. For dynamics, he's got a gut shot. He can try to float him off a hand, but the pot is pretty big right now. It's not an easy spot. To raise here, you're not representing much. I mean, you polarize yourself to the nuts or pretty much air. So if you got to do something, the call is probably the best option.
And the decision comes on the turn.
Yes. Problem is Nitsche has kind of the nuts, so it's going to be tough to get him on face king here.
But a big bet, which that is, looks about 60,000. It's starting. Is it starting to be 3 kings or nothing?
Yeah, pretty much. 3 king, queens, king, queen. I mean,
or a flush draw, perhaps. You know.
But what kind of flush draw? Like, the ace of spades right there is in Fitoussi's hand. I don't know.
So you think Bruno has to swallow here?
Yeah, and he does. Also, you know, stack-wise, the 66K bet with 120 behind, it's kind of strong. He's not, you know, if you don't have a hand there, you kind of give up that turn because you still have like 50 big blinds at 200K. It's still up at, you know, nothing's compromised yet. So yeah, it's a clear fold.
Fitoussi saying, I'll get him next time to Nitsche. We'll see if next time comes.
8,000.
He puts you in constant pressure, and if you combine that to the fact that he's 21, he cashed in 18 countries, he's got a hoodie on, he probably didn't sleep last night, probably clicked button for bazillions online. You know, it's a deadly combination. Somebody will explode at some point.
You're kind of in the way, Melanie. I can't stare at people.
I can't stare at people. He's got those lines sometimes, like it's just like wacky aggression, weird kind of mix that is just.
You know, there's a funny thing going on about it, but Emir he's basically played every single small time. It's his small blind.
This is a big flop, by the way.
It certainly is. And from what we've seen, if Emir is guilty of anything, it's not extracting value when he has a big hand.
And there it is. And now this is trouble for Ben. Board pairing actually improves Ben hand in a way, you know. So Misljimi here again is very polarized. I can definitely see Ben paying for sure this bet and maybe one more in the river if it doesn't come scary. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Ben's actually, he's beating some hands that would bet there for value, right?
And this one doesn't help either. He would have preferred a deuce actually, but now some hands that you beat before beat you, the king jack being one of them. Little does he know that Misljimi had the king jack, yes, but of diamonds, so.
Pollak's hating this. He's thinking to himself, why am I always the guy that he's making big hands against? And this is this 50-50? Is this?
I can totally see the call. It's rough, but it's got to be done.
It's got to be done, and it's got to be shown. Good enough. Yeah, that is the nuts, just about. Woe is me, thinks Pollak. And for Misljimi, he's right now in the zone of 3 that are going through. Here we have Thoms in the big blind.
One call.
And Emir limping again. My view is someone is going to try and isolate him.
Yeah, I do believe so. Melanie is definitely a candidate here. Probably make it like 11.
5 raise, 13.
This also opens up the dynamics. You know, Nitsche's no fool. He knows that Melanie doesn't have to be strong here. This is, right? This is the dynamics for a 3-bet here are just great.
That's the Rochambeau game we were talking about before. Now everybody knows that he's the weak link right now. Everybody knows that everybody's trying to isolate. So why not go for the free bet on the isolator no matter what? And, you know, any 2 cards.
Oh, I so want to see Michael Thoms pull it out. He's my man. Come on, Michael. Pull out the cold 4 bet on Melanie Weisner. Well, cold 3 anyway.
And good flop for the isolator here. Melanie flopped stop pair with a gut shot, and Misljimi got a little tiny piece of it, but we do believe that that's enough for him to at least peel one off.
Yeah, it's kind of a feeling out relationship still, I believe, with Weisner and Misljimi. You want to get value. You're also going to be careful if you're Weisner not to overplay your hand. There's going to be a lot of times when Misljimi's going to be calling with hands that are much better than yours, right?
Yeah. Hence the small bet. She wants to keep him in, but she also wants to control the size of the pot. So a third of the pot, more than enough here. And that's a badish card for Melanie's hand.
Is it time for her to check, or do you make a teeny bet and
Oh, the check is good for a number of reasons, because now you can induce your opponent to bluff the river in case he's got something like king. Ouch! All right, never mind. Misljimi gets there, but yeah, checking there you induce something like missed diamonds, jack, queen, king, jack, random, you know, sevens that usually can turn into a bluff, but not this time. He's got it.
Now, is it time to sheriff again? She is going to feel like she's got 2 6-shooters strapped to her waist because she is just paying him off like a slot machine. Anybody would have in your mind.
Snap.
Snappado.
Snappataro. Yeah, definitely snappado.
Misljimi has nearly 400,000. And for Weisner, it's not going to be an easy ride as she is now short stacked with 210,000. Time to take a short break now as we meet one of the Premier League players, Andy Frankenberger.
Andy Frankenberger came out of nowhere, but he really didn't. He's a finance guy, Wall Street, sharp guy.
I've heard people's opinions on his play that say that they don't think he's very good, but then he's got all these good results, and he must be either really lucky or he's making good decisions somewhere along the line.
Andy Frankenberger is no stranger to this format, winning the inaugural Premier League Mixed Game Championship.
Must make a straight, has to catch a queen. He did it! He caught a queen on the river. One more time, Frankenberger has made a pat hand on the river to not only win the pot and to knock somebody out, but this time to win the tournament. It was just fate and destiny for Frankenberger to take down this tournament. The way he did it was dramatic. The way he knocked these players out at the final table, extra dramatic.
Current champion of the Mixed Game Premier League. It's like you're here on your old stomping grounds. Do you feel pretty comfortable coming back?
Absolutely, and I actually spent a semester here in college too, so I know this city pretty well. It's a great little town.
So you kind of have the hometown advantage here.
I don't know about that. I can't say that I have too many people who will be coming to cheer for me, but I definitely know where to find the good sausage stand.
How important is it to you to take down the main event title? Because you already have the Mixed Game Championship title in your bag.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, and I'm definitely thrilled about that. But I have to say, this lineup is so tough, just the best players in the world. So if I could somehow pull this one out, this would be one of the biggest accomplishments of my career.
And you've played the Premier League, so you understand that sometimes it's a little bit theater as well as poker, right? I mean, Tony G will be here, Luke Schwartz will be here, and they're not quiet. So are you prepared for a little bit of banter at the table?
I would fully expect a full amount of banter at the table. And I'm going to try to focus on my game as I did in the Mixed Game Championship, which is to focus on the point structure. It's not a standard sit and go. It's not a cash game. It's not a standard tournament. It's a very unique structure, and that's what I'm going to try to keep in mind and try not to get caught up in all the banter. I mean, I can hang with them for a bit, but if you talk too much at the table, those guys are going to out-talk you. They're going to out-think you because they talk a lot more than I do at the table. So.
Well, we look forward to seeing you here at the Premier League main event. Good luck.
Thanks. Really looking forward to it.
More to come from Premier League Poker 5 after the break.
This is Party Poker Premier League Poker 5 coming to you from Montesino in Vienna. Before the main event can start, the global qualifiers have a chance to win a place in the Premier League Poker lineup. Let's get back to the table as 6 more hopefuls battle it out for a chance to progress through.
You know, you just can't talk about a lineup in poker these days that can match what we've got for the Premier League this year. Seidel, Antonius, Tom Dwan. It's big.
It's so big. It's huge. The lineup at the Premier League is the best the world can offer in poker right now. And the playoffs lineup is, I mean, it's crazy. It's you got Bodo, Feldman, you got Dwyer, that's, you know, running super hot right now.
Some online monsters, like Ben Woznovsky.
Wow, Ben Wilonowski never scared me. He's my favorite online player. And he's a qualifier. I mean, that just says something about the quality of these playoffs. It's pretty amazing.
1-4.
And now, interesting flop because we got the arch enemies here, Nitsche and Fitoussi, and they both should think that probably they have the best hand, so there could be fireworks.
Now Fitoussi opened this pot under the gun.
Yep.
And did Nitsche just flat?
He did.
So
I think he did.
He did. I mean, this is an unusual line. Is Bruno taking? Is he going to check call? Is he going to check raise?
I will not make prediction on what Bruno does. I don't want to look silly. This is strange.
Check.
Oh! Oh, come on. That's like, no,
fair.
no.
I mean, he's already 21 years old. Does he need the 6 on the turn?
Now this is going to be big. I'll tell you right now, this is going to be big betting. Dominik's not going for fin value here. If I know him a little bit.
It's time to get greedy?
I do think so.
That's 21.
On the smallish side, actually. Half pot, not that small, big enough.
In Bruno's mind, I mean, how many hands could Nitsche have here that beat him? I mean,
Oh no, once you take that line, you're check calling pretty much all the way.
You're just trying to let the guy bluff.
Yeah, pretty much, yes. You're pot controlling and inducing at the same time, so, and yeah, that doesn't help. And this is gonna be big for sure. This is gonna be like 60, something ridiculous.
Right, I mean, you might want to Isildur this, right?
Yeah.
You might want to go Lelouch.
Yeah, I would. I would make it 100 here. I would overbet for sure. It would so look like a missed diamond draw, backdoor clubs, you know, something that missed. There's a bunch of draws out there. 50 something.
I don't think he's being greedy enough. Is it just because we can see the cards?
I mean, that obviously helps.
57.
No, he went big. Yeah,
it's a
60.
fairly
Yeah,
big
no,
bet.
it's big. It's really big. That's 2/3, almost 3/4 of the pot. It is big. He's not Bruno's. There's no way Bruno's folding.
Bruno's thinking, am I just going to let this guy own me?
That was a sick turn. I'm telling you.
Wow.
If he can find a fold here, it's.
He's played the pot in such a way that he has to call.
Yeah.
And Bruno, I mean, that's what makes it
I want to see
sick.
his face.
That's
Nice
what makes
guys.
it as sick as you can. It's the third set for Dominik Nitsche.
Pretty good. I had a set before that too, but no one saw it.
And the other time?
Yeah, I flopped 9s and a 9 on board.
Oh, 4-way or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is the Montesino Casino, busy as always, vibrant on a night, and you know, the players, and you've played in studios before for televised poker, Giovanni, and you've played in busy card rooms. The vibe that you get when you're surrounded by all that action, it just makes everything happen.
It does. It really does. It's just excitement and electricity and I don't know, pride and. The shame factor also comes into play, and it's just, it really is a different game.
Yeah. You know what happened there with Tony G coming in? That doesn't happen in a TV studio.
No.
You know, Tony likes an audience. You know what I mean? He likes all those people, everyone in the room looking up for their cash game. What the hell is he on about? And that stuff is going to just go on and on here.
And Leon and the guy from Montesino did a great job with the studio. You know, they put it right in the middle of the whole cash game / tournament area, so everybody's watching up, and it gives you like, you know, you got a crowd. It's you're playing a sport, and sometimes you forget about it. When you get this kind of events, it's pretty unique to have that crowd, to feel that kind of energy. You have your cheering section, your family can come watch, your friends.
You're so right. At that point, you know it's a sport.
Yes. Yes.
You know poker is a sport. Pollak's raised this under the gun, gotten called small blind and big blind. They've all missed.
Standard C-bet here, I think. It's a really, really dry board.
With the blinds now at 3 and 6,000, is it a watershed level in this game, or?
Yeah, we definitely enter into phase 2 because people start to have like 40, 35 big blinds, which is the hardest stack to play probably. And let's see if Misljimi here does something. But yeah, the 3-6 is definitely a turning point. Wow, he is doing something.
Well, I'll tell you what he's doing right now. Benjamin Pollak is sick to his stomach. Oh, okay. Thank God, says Benjamin. Not again.
Look at his face.
He's scared. He's scared. You know, he's scared of this guy.
He's petrified. It's pure terror. Look at his face.
Yeah. Put Luke Schwartz on the table with me. Give me Tony G. Not Misljimi, please. No more Misljimi.
Duan will be much less scary right now.
I don't know what he's thinking.
He almost pulled the trigger again. He would have been right, too.
Would have been a great check raise.
Thing is, well, I mean, you can't really represent much on, but Misljimi can. I mean, of course he's got trip fours or something like that.
I want, when the early lines open up about this Premier League, I want to know what price Misljimi is to win the Premier League. Not just this global qualifier.
The whole shebang.
The whole Premier League.
It's got to be a good one.
I'm having a piece of that.
And there you go. And there you go. And now see, after all these shenanigans, he wakes up with aces, and let's see what happens here. He's probably going to limp.
Raise.
No, kidding.
He
He makes it 13, I believe. Yeah, 13. And that's definitely a juicy hand to play against a player like Misljimi. He can make a big one or lose the minimum if you don't flop much.
Pollak, he is the kind of player who, even though he's experienced and has got a great poker face, you kind of feel his pain sometimes, don't you?
Look at this. This is kind of unfair now because Misljimi is not going to stop. Like, on a board like this, a lot of guys would check back the aces or kind of pot control, but you know he's going to bomb all three streets, and Ben is going to feel sick to his stomach if he doesn't improve.
Ben already looks long suffering.
I cannot say anything right about Misljimi. It's just, he's out of my league. He checked it back.
Well, it's weird.
He's a genius. I'm seriously and modestly admiring. I am, I swear.
Look how confused Pollak is.
Yeah, because
I mean, what are you supposed to think
because
right now?
now you're not supposed to bet that. That's like the worst card in the deck for you. What? I don't know, Jesse. I'll just go.
It's high comedy.
Yeah.
Is what it is. And do you check call if you're Pollak? Do you check fold?
I'm so confused. I definitely check call one. That's kind of ugly, but not really for my hand. Maybe I block bet here. Yeah, there you go. See, I understand, Ben. I can.
Call. Call.
Yeah, that's a good play, Ben. Well done. He lost the minimum here.
He's pretty happy, Misljimi. He looks relieved. He did not like it.
So he bets it when he doesn't like it. Oh, I get it now.
He takes it down. I'll tell you what, he is emotionally involved. And
he's got chips.
I got a feeling about him. I got a feeling about Emir. You know, if you want to divide the players into those who are more willing to take the short stacks through to the final three and those who aren't, would you say that Pollak is, Melanie isn't, and Bruno you don't know?
I agree 100%. And probably Ben here is gonna. Bruno's not folding ace-jack.
So Pollak, who has, 35 big blinds.
Yeah, you wanna free bet and get it in.
Free bet, trying to deuce sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely not shove. Ace king is just too good. I'd probably make it smallish actually, like 35. There you go.
Just about that size, 38. Bruno's seen this ace-jack. He must be starting to get a little sick of it.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And this now...
in her hands, yeah, this might be trouble.
But it's also something like the second or third time she's seen this situation. Bruno raising, Pollak re-raising. Is it time to start to reevaluate Pollak's range here?
You're 100% right here, Jesse, because...
Or is it coincidence?
I mean, it is, but at the same time, good players are very aware. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, players are very aware, the good players are very aware of table dynamics and history that gets created. Of course we see the cards, and we know that actually Ben had it most of the times, but what you perceive when you're sitting at a table, it's just like, I gotta take a stand.
He's up for the challenge. It's a cool and cold flip. And for both these players, it's I mean, Pollak may have one chip back. Weisner may have one chip back. Basically, they're both all in here.
Yeah, it's a big one here, and especially because, you know, whoever wins it will have a great oh wow.
That's almost hot.
Yeah.
Pollak feels long and suffering. It really has to be a diamond.
Yeah, pretty much. We're down to runners here. Oh wow! Wow, wow, wow.
Life.
Never easy.
Never easy. It never is. No, no. That's pretty much it. Ben is left with 9,000.
Well, they'll count this down, and if Pollak has got any back, I think he may have some back. It's not going to be more than 1 or 2 big blinds.
Flow is a very, very important part of the game, and what you see is this guy isolating and free betting the weak players 3, 4, 5 times in a row. So mathematically, he should not have a hand every single time. Of course, we know that he did, but the perception at the TV table and the lights and the fact that you're on camera, you know, all those factors that we talked about, they count.
What's my odds to take it down now? That's
Pretty much.
I don't.
Pollak, yep.
Sorry, Jesse. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, he's still well short, but as you mentioned, ooh.
Yep. We got a hand. 5s, right?
Double cinquente.
Is he opening that? That's so sick. Ben, you're a sick guy.
That's funny.
I love that.
It's just.
Oh, again? He should probably ISO here, maybe with the ace king, or flat you induce a squeeze. Nah, yeah, ISO.
It feels
45.
like
40.
40.
I think he was, I guess, just trying to think about the size of that.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Wow.
Uh-oh. And you already know that. Doesn't matter if it's a 4. Yeah, he
now
just
we're gonna
calls.
have an interesting side pot here. This will be a new little wrinkle, and for Fitoussi.
Wow. I mean,
well, he's down to 130 odd thousand.
Right.
It's 34 to call. What?
It's not mathematically correct, but in this format, in this crazy game,
yeah,
I could almost see him put in the extra 30.
You know, things have gone so wrong for him that I just feel like he.
Sometimes you're due.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're due.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I think, you know, and Bruno's had a tough time, and I think that was an insult to the poker gods.
I agree.
That was an insult somehow. That was an insult to the gods of poker.
For as bad as it is for me to say so, I completely agree with you. And there's gonna be a 6. I knew it. I knew it. Of course, it's just. I mean, come on. Poker, it's the best game in the world.
You know, there's just some things you just.
Well, we both knew it. It was obvious.
Yeah. Bruno wants to go and put his hand through the wall.
Yeah, yeah.
He's been keeping the emotion in all the time, but it's gone. It's over now.
Look at his face. You can see it on the corner. Look at him. It's just like, what? No, why?
He needs to put his hand through a wall. He would have all of Nitsche's chips, or you know, he'd triple up.
He's at 350.
Misljimi's
Yeah,
never folded.
never. He's probably cheap leader if he puts in the 30K.
Meanwhile,
I love this game.
Pollak's in a lot of trouble. Nitsche's got the top 2 pair, and in this side pot, this is one of those situations we were talking about before, where he can try and be greedy here.
I think he makes it small here. A player like Misljimi is scared by the ace. It's pure and simple. Did he go? Yeah, he went super small. See,
he did.
I love that.
Super small.
I love that. Because now Misljimi is starting to think nothing, just fold. That's good. I mean, ultimate scare card.
Yeah. Bruno, don't make matters worse by telling him what you had, please.
Yeah.
Down to 2 out for Ben.
Now.
Boom. No, that's not it.
And the jack of Misljimi.
Thank you.
Of course.
And the jack
of
comes.
course.
And the jack comes.
Oh, I love this game.
And look
so
at Misljimi
much.
right now. He's throwing his hands up in the air. What a hand. What a weird hand on so many levels.
Look, I grind 20x. I cross my eyes on a computer screen 20 days a month. And then I come here. I'm in the booth with you. And I see a hand like this, and I rekindle with the heart of the game and then with karma. And it's so right and wrong.
You can write all the books you want. You can write all the books you want. But some things, they defy logic, don't they?
They do.
And we're down to 5 now. Poor Bruno Fitoussi. Well, he's out. I mean, we're down to 4.
We are. Karmically speaking, it's over for Bruno.
Welcome back. The format one more time is 6 players taking their chips forward when we reach 3 to a final table for a winner-take-all spot in the Premier League Poker main draw.
It's gonna be interesting now. Melanie and Dominik didn't clash yet, but once you start to be there with your 40-50 big blind, the idea that it's time to make chips for the final table, let's not forget in the end it is a winner takes all. So I think that's what we're gonna see now. That dynamic might change a little bit.
Is Thoms gonna do something magical here?
No. This is what I worried about Michael. Like, he's confident, and of course Emir calls with the almighty 6-7 offsuit. When the blinds go up, that's when it gets rough for Michael, because before you feel like you always have a little bit of wiggle room, you know, you got space to maneuver. But when the blinds are high, it's tougher decisions.
And yet my heart swells with pride when Misljimi outflops Nitsche pair over pair.
Oh yeah, and leads. Wow, you gotta love it. You gotta. And now Nitsche's looking at him like, "Are you serious here? I got bottom pair. I raised. Why are you donking into me?" It's such a dry board. A float is fine. Yeah, for sure he's not giving up. A float is fine. I raise might be interesting. To fold some hands that beat you, like just like the one that Misljimi has. He's a genius.
Bet it like you got it. Bet it like you got it, Emir.
30K. That's also a very nice size, actually. Little less than half the pot. Board is not scary. You would play King 10 or King Jack like this, probably.
You could say there's a lot of implied odds that if he hits his hand, he
might still be good. Look, Jesse, the board is ridiculously dry, and you really don't expect the guy with the king to lead there. He's gonna feel sick when he sees the 7. Oh yeah, oh come on. That
hurts.
No, come on. For as good as he is, the way he runs is just uncanny. It's like I've seen it happen over and over and over. And now the pot is 150K. And poor Misljimi did everything right. And now what? And now what? Now he's gonna make it small, and Dominik's gonna raise, and he's gonna feel sick. That is so sick.
Well, the bet's 60,000, and Nitsche might be saying to himself right now, obviously he's not folding, but is he saying to himself, can I be beat here?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a clear-cut race here.
2 pair is always good unless the ace also helped Misljimi. So,
right.
I mean, it's good. You're good really often.
Yeah, he's just calling.
Show it. Yeah.
That was a little bit rude there by Dominik. I mean, of course you want to see the hand, but you don't have to say it like that.
I didn't want to cost myself chips, obviously.
Seat open on tables 1 through 28. Montesino in Vienna. I love the way this stage for the Premier League is just in the center of all the action. You can just lean up and touch it if you're here.
It is a beautiful setting.
Thoms he's been pretty darn card dead.
Yeah, guy really didn't catch anything so far. There's not much he can do.
Catch him late, Michael.
Yeah. There's time. There's plenty of time. Michael's got almost a starting stack.
Big hand for Fitoussi here on the button.
Oh, come on.
Well,
that's just unfair.
This is unfair, is right. And all you can say, there are 3 aces in the deck. Let's see what happens.
And I lost 10, maybe 160.
But right now, Bruno is willing her money in. willing her money in.
Yeah, she's probably going to make it small, like 45, not even double the bet.
And this will be a sizable pot, obviously, when the money goes in. The money has to go in.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Bruno's going to be a sizable dog. However, if an ace from space is in the deck, it's going to really open this table up. And if Weisner does take out Bruno here, then you'll feel like not only are Emir and Michael Thoms playing for one spot between them, but the others can really build their stack. Here we see it, and Bruno's just like, nothing has gone right for me.
Hey, there's aces in that deck.
But exactly. It's always, this is just a race where he's starting off farther behind.
I'm telling you, there's tens too. I know there's tens.
There's a couple left.
About the same price he was pre-flop, not no more. It's got to be a 10 or an ace, or Fitoussi has seen the end of days.
Yeah, that's it for Bruno. Unlucky.
Thank you.
Unlucky there.
Good luck, everyone.
Well, Bruno's night and global qualification experience pretty much ended the same way it's been all night. He had good, they had better. Looking at the leaderboard here, 4 for 3 spots. A classic super satellite scenario, Giovanni.
Yeah, it's pretty clear here. Dominik and Melanie are gonna make it to the final. Nothing is set in stone for third place. Top 2 spots, I think, Jesse. It's there.
Can you describe your experience at the table for us?
Bad one, for sure. No, I mean, it's mainly bad luck. I mean, you know, I don't know if I played good or not. Now, the last time, the ace king against 2 kings, you know, I'm short stack, got about 150. You have to make a move. She made it like 40K. I mean, what can I do anyway? It's not this kind of tournament deep that you can think about it. And ace king, I had to play it. She had 2 kings. That's life.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you, Kara.
4 players for 3 spots. And Giovanni, give me a little insight. If you were going to give Michael Thoms advice on how to approach this stage right now, what would you tell him to do?
Well, I mean, the guy has a good image, so he can probably try to steal a couple of pots without taking big risks, though, because I do think that Misljimi is going to bomb in the end, and it's so important for Michael to make it to the finals.
Emir going to peel off the flop. This is Melanie. I'm wondering about this call with Weisner. I guess she's not exactly out chipped against Dominik, but I feel like it's a real negative play for her.
Yeah, it is. I don't like that call. Now look at Misljimi now. He's gonna do some damage.
He
seriously.
has flopped big.
If he plays it fast, it's gonna be serious damage. Nitsche might check this. No. Make it small then. 30, 25,
5 bets,
21. Yeah, it's small. I like that.
You think Misljimi could get paid if he check raises here?
Yeah. The image that he's got, and there's a flush draw on board. Dominik's got a decent kicker. I mean, if he plays it fast, I think he might just get just call. I don't like that much. If he plays it fast, he might get at least 2 streets of value. He might get like 100.
From everything Nitsche knows about Misljimi to this point, how often is he ahead here and how often is he behind?
Actually, you know what? Well, that's a good card for Nitsche's hand and an amazing card, obviously, for Misljimi's hand. He saw him call with king high on that kind of board. So, I mean, I don't necessarily think he's gonna be. Yeah, check one more.
Wow, that's
yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty solid play there by Nitsche, wasn't it?
It makes a lot of sense though, because Misljimi is playing any 2 cards. The 5 is in his range, and if it's not, and he's just randomly floating, or you know, something like 6, 7, 7, 8, or a flush draw that misses, you want to give him a chance to. That's why I don't like. Yeah, snap call. He won the absolute minimum here. That's why I don't like the check call on the flop, because Dominik is too experienced. He's not gonna open himself up to a check raise on the turn. There's
got to give Nitsche credit there. There was an extra 60 or 70,000 for Misljimi. More. The guy who turned out the worst in that pot was Thoms, who's like, damn.
You don't want to see Misljimi getting chips if you're in Thoms.
Although, you know, there'll come a point where Thoms is going to say to himself, I got to have to do it myself, cards or not. Well, the cards would help.
It's so rough for him right now. He really did not catch anything at all. That's really, you know, image, yes. For free betting light, yes. But in the end, you do need cards sometimes.
Well, Misljimi has outflopped Nitsche yet again.
Not outflop because he got the best hand, but still, yeah.
Sorry, but flopped.
Yeah, flopped.
Good enough.
Yeah, really good. Definitely good for a limp pot. Is it? Yeah, it's a limp pot.
Race.
One race, 30,000.
Because Nitsche can't really continue. Wow, I mean, there's this super satellite idea that you can put pressure on Misljimi because he doesn't want to go broke. I wonder if Nitsche is got the wrong plan for the wrong man.
He's leveling himself.
Maybe it's the right plan, but it's the wrong man. Although, if Misljimi is capable of laying this down, it'll be. Maybe he is. I mean, I kind of feel like you gotta have a strong beat on your man.
Oh
Maybe he does. Maybe he does.
Pick one? No?
This one.
And Nitsche trying to show Misljimi that he's toying with him there.
I picked a good card. Sorry.
Yep, I think that was a good card. Tom's on the button here, and 23 big blinds. Still options, but reduced.
Yeah.
If he picks up something, facing a raise by Nitsche, for example, here, it's an all-in, right?
It's pretty much a and not yet, actually, if it's really strong, but we're getting there. 24 is you still got room for a free bet, especially with a big hand. I mean, you're probably bombing like the ace jacks and the nines and the eights, that kind of stuff.
Oh!
Wow!
Oh!
Wow!
Well, you know,
wow.
I swear I was going to say something about the deuce 3 flop. I swear I was.
This is so sick. This is so sick. I hope he plays this one fast, Emir.
It's really wrong if he only fast plays his marginal hands.
It is. That's where he's missing the balance. You know, once you hit your ace-5.
And Nitsche gave him a clue with that ace-5 hand.
He did.
Got the clue, Misljimi.
He did. Now
Bomb it, baby!
There you go, there you go.
Bomb
there you
it,
go.
baby!
There you go, there you go. That's good.
Because Nitsche could take the bait,
oh,
right?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, 8 free deuce flop, really, what are you raising me with?
Unless he can decide that Misljimi has changed up. Well, I guess he has. Yeah. Wow.
You know,
Nitsche's good.
Yeah, the just calling here, I don't think he's just calling here.
You think he's calling to raise sometimes?
Yeah. That's exactly what I think. Not that turn, though. He might give up on that turn, actually.
I mean, is there any chance that he could say Misljimi's got a diamond draw there sometimes? And if it doesn't come a diamond, I'll represent.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, isn't that a string bet, what he's doing there?
Let's see.
Yeah, when you put your chips,
okay.
you have to do E1, even for
Okay, sorry.
Now the ruling.
Well,
that sucks.
Okay, sorry. 16.
30,000 because you put 30 first.
Okay.
String bet.
I really hope they're going to explain it to Misljimi here because it's quite important, isn't it?
It's really
I know he speaks
important.
German. Obviously, it is a string bet, but what's important is that he understands what he's done wrong. You'd hate to see this happen to him twice.
Now Dominik can profitably call here. And that is kind of all sorts of wrong. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. All right, it's over. That's too bad. On a technicality, too.
Check.
Good job. I mean, obviously he's got to draw Nitsche, and diamond. The fact that 6 is a diamond kind of helps him. But see, now Nitsche's gonna shove.
Nitsche could get greedy here.
Yeah, now Nitsche's gonna shove. He understands that the guy has a big hand. He's not shoving, I'm surprised. 110, 100, still a big bet. Nah, not really. He really wants to be paid off. He doesn't think that Misljimi has.
I'm all in.
Oh!
He's going all in! He's going all in! No, he hasn't!
He might fold!
Oh my God.
He might fold! That's always a flush!
Oh my gosh!
That's always a flush!
He's gone all in!
That's always a flush!
Oh my gosh!
Oh my!
Has he owned him?
Is it a call?
I think he's asked how much it is. I'm pretty sure he's asked how much it is.
But it's so little more that it's gotta be a flush.
Wait.
Oh wow!
It's 100,000 plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is amazing. This is amazing.
He might turn that set into a bluff.
I mean, now, I have no idea if Nitsche's going to call or fold, but you love it. No matter what the result.
Yeah.
And if Nitsche does call here, it's over.
It's over.
It's over.
It's over. 126 more is not. It's not.
And you know, there's another
small.
reason to fold. I mean, Giovanni, if you're thinking about the
Michael's short stack.
Well, Michael's short stack, but also, you know, you kind of figure out you're gonna find spots to get chips off Misljimi, aren't you?
Oh wow.
Aren't you? I mean, well, he announced the reason to call.
Oh, he's folding!
Show it to him, baby! Show it to him! Yeah! Have a little bit of that!
Yes! Look at his face! He got owned! He got owned!
Eat it!
Oh my God! This is so sick! Oh my God! Oh my God! I lost it here. I love this man, Misljimi. You're the man. I'm just saying.
Oh God!
Oh God! Look at him. It's like his whole world just shrinked into a little hole. And it's like, why? Why did you do this to me?
It was, you know what? It was an unexplainable play.
I need a break.
Oh my God. He just saw the possibility of going to the finals as a massive chip leader, 900 and something thousand.
Don't know if you can get over that. I don't know if he can come back.
And now Michael has a hand. Oh. And Melanie. Oh no, that's so unfair. No.
Well, this might be all over.
No, it's over.
This very well might be all over. Thoms this is the best hand he's seen. He has to shove, right?
Poor guy. Yeah, there's no way out of this.
He's called. He's called. He's not going broke. He is now not going. I don't think he's going broke.
No.
How do you find
put an ace out there? Please put an ace. Or the 10. Put the 10. Yes, put the 10. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Come on, Jesus.
Yes. You can do it, man.
Although now he wishes he had shoved.
Yeah, of course. Oh, she's going broke. She's going broke for sure. I mean, she's good, but she's going broke.
I mean, this is the question. What do you make of Thoms if you're Melanie Weisner? Do you make that Thoms would put 200,000 in?
Well, that's
Queens is a pretty on this board. You know, there's so many draws out there, right?
Exactly,
I mean,
and he flats. So you do like that board because you see all sorts of 10 jacks, 8 9s, queen jacks, king jack, you know, all that kind of stuff. So you like your queens.
So I mean, talk me through what Melanie should do here if she gets check raised.
Oh,
should she be thinking about shoving?
Yeah, I think so.
To make things easier?
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of, it's a scary, I'm not saying she's going to be happy she shoved, but oh wow, the click raise, that's kind of scary. That is kind of, but yeah, she's shoving. If she can get away from this, that would be something.
You know, the problem is, I just wonder if she...
Yeah, she's shoving. There's no saving here. It's like standard.
Call.
She doesn't like that. She knows she's in a bit of trouble now. And she is.
Uh-oh.
TT.
Uh-oh.
Top set. Top set. This game's opening up. This game is opening up. I'll tell you what.
Lock the doors.
Weisner and Nitsche are going to have to fight for that third spot. Anything but a queen.
Come on.
Oh, boy.
I really shouldn't be rooting here, but I can't help it. It's just, this table is all sorts of right. I'm telling you, there's poker gods and karma and Jesus himself.
Yeah,
and
that's what happened. That's what happened.
Come
Jesus
on.
himself is on the table.
Oh, come on.
And, you know, she's shaking her head. You didn't see any other way out for her. I mean, that was...
No, honestly, no.
And, you know, she can be mad at Nitsche because she can look over to him and say, if you would just call,
yeah,
this would be all over.
And look at it, Jesse.
Look at the short stacks. Look who's 1 and 2. Emir and Jesus.
Come on.
And Weisner is on the short stack.
35 big blind, definitely
She
not
is
too
on
comfortable.
the short stack.
Still very playable, but not comfortable.
This is
wow.
This is becoming.
One race, 20,000.
If this is a preview for things to come, you know, for the Premier League and all, it's just.
You know how sometimes you just want them to be puppets, and you're allowed to just set up the deck every time.
That's
put out
how
what
you do
you
it,
want.
right?
Yeah, that's
just
you know, just to have fun, like
Yeah.
pulling the legs off hands. This is how it would have gone so
Yeah.
far.
5 check.
Well,
1 check.
And Misljimi
it was
is
a
not
min
biting.
raise from Misljimi on the button, and Dominik's called for the big blind.
He hits the king, but Misljimi is not biting. Although we know that.
Bet. So does 3.
Yeah, and
You know what? He's gonna fold this time. The only time he is gonna fold.
among all the interesting dynamics is, you know, being shown that bluff by Misljimi, Dominik Nitsche. He has to tell himself, everything I know about this guy, throw out the window.
Yeah.
You know, and right now, I mean,
he's folding. He never folds that. He never folds ace high.
But you know, isn't it so true? I mean, Nitsche is, you know how you think you know a guy and then you don't, and then you don't like to be in a pot with him no matter what you have.
Absolutely, because then you're kind of scared that whatever's going to happen, it's out of your control. It's scary. It is.
Blinds are going up now.
Yeah.
And average chips, 450,000. They're all so close.
Yeah.
Melanie Weisner, about 100 below. I mean, wow.
Find out after the break which 3 players go through to the second global qualifier final for a chance to make it into the Premier League main event.
Welcome back to Party Poker Premier League Poker 5, coming to you from Vienna. We are at Montesino Casino at the Gasometer Complex. The tables are full and the atmosphere is hotting up as the second global qualifier event plays out. 3 players can advance into a final for a chance to win through to the main event, and we are now 4-handed, and the chips are all pretty evenly stacked. The idea for Weisner and Nitsche to wait out one of the other two, that's over now.
No, it's over.
I mean, all of a sudden, Weisner's got 22 big blinds.
It's over, yeah.
She has to shove,
Yeah.
perhaps light. Can you 3-bet Thoms light here with Melanie's stack? I mean, you know, what do you do?
I'm a little bit sick that way.
What, you go all in here? I mean,
No, I still. There's tiny.
got 20 big
I know.
blinds.
Mathematically, you should either shove. But see, like now she's flatting the 9-10, and
now she's playing weak.
Right.
He's checked behind here.
He's smart.
He's smart.
He's smart. He's so smart.
He's trying to make this look.
He's so smart. Like you got 10s or jacks or even ace high that you just are not willing to fold. And now that turn really helps. So if she bets here, he will float and probably take it away with a bet on the river. I hope he's got that in him.
T4 bet 46.
46 is a pretty hefty bet.
Call it. 6 call.
He's got to take it away from her now.
I hope so. Don't check. Please don't check. Put 60 out there. 50, small.
I mean, the float is as strong. The float is as strong as the raise if he acts on it.
55, make it
75.
See? Come on!
Oh, my hero. Oh, my hero.
That's so pure. There you go. Take it down, Michael Thoms. I'll see you at the finals.
Wow. And, you know, that's the incredible thing. You know, Melanie there, I mean, what an incredible hand, because against so many other players, she would have shoved pre-flop.
I told you. That's,
she couldn't do it against him.
I told you.
He scared her. You have to have a lot of respect for Melanie and Dominik, because, you know, you got to carry through this.
Hey,
you know?
that's my life. I mean, I'm a grinder. I feel for them. It's just, you know, I busted second in a winner takes all. Like, I mean, I know how it feels. I know how it hurts. It's just good for the game. It's good for.
It's part of the game.
It's part of the game that you know, and it's especially good when you know, Michael Thoms got there from play money, level after level. He's so composed. He's playing such a great game. I mean, it's just good.
Well, I mean, you have to like the 3-bet so much more than the flat, or not?
Yeah.
He's got more chips than Dominik, or?
This is.
Well, what's Misljimi gonna do?
I call. He calls.
Call. But
out of position, I don't like the flat.
Is he scaring Nitsche, or?
No. You know what? When Nitsche's got the button, that's all he needs.
No, Thoms has got the button. End of pair, end of flush draw.
All right.
And Nitsche's got top pair. And Misljimi's got second pair.
This is trouble. Yeah, of course Misljimi is leading with the worst hand.
Wow.
Now, by the way, Misljimi's spot was a clear squeeze spot. Like, you make it 85 there, you take it down all the time. Now he's in dire straits. Quick call by Thoms, and that's probably the way to play it right there.
And the turn can get very interesting, can it?
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, Nitsche doesn't know if he beats Misljimi. He certainly doesn't know if he beats Thoms.
Well, that's a nice card for Thoms. That's a really nice card. It should not be in his range. It's
I just wonder, if Misljimi fires, does Nitsche have to raise or pass? I mean,
I think, yeah, he's given up here. And probably Nitsche now feels pretty secure because, you know, the king of spades doesn't change much. It looks like Thoms is on a flush draw, except he's got a two pair too. So now I see a bet from Nitsche now. It will be probably a half pot uncomfortable bet by Nitsche, as it is in fact.
92.
Call. Call.
6 call.
Yeah, see it is. Half pot.
And
this was probably a shove.
Right,
Thoms.
but
it's so strong that I like the call too.
What has it set Nitsche up for on the river? Has it put him in a situation where he may have to bluff? Or it's so possible that Thoms has a flush here?
This saves Nitsche big time. I mean, if a 4 of hearts comes on the river, Nitsche probably checks, Thoms shoves, and Nitsche's in a guessing game now. Did he miss the draw or does he have me?
75.
Oh, I love the size.
Wow. What an odd hand. What an odd game.
Did he call?
No, he's folded.
He folded, yeah.
And for Michael Thoms, he's the chip leader. He's the daddy. He's the big man on campus.
723,000 and almost locked spot into the finals. How good is that? How good is that?
And now, I mean, think how different the dynamics are now. Thoms, with about twice as many chips as each of the other 3. Does he know what kind of pressure he can exert on them, number 1? And number 2, can both Melanie Weisner and Dominik Nitsche get through?
I'm telling you, I'm done guessing here. I'm just everybody now. Okay,
because I think they're gonna end up playing a pot against each other.
I think so. This is going to be interesting because, see, so far Melanie gave Dominik a lot of respect, and you know the 10 queen of spade is not a necessary hand to play.
But Nitsche's he's only got 20 odd big blinds.
That's why the flat is kind of strange.
It's really strange. Yeah. It's not. It's
not against her. Not in that spot.
He's off his game.
Yeah,
he's supposed to 3-bet there and take the pot down, and he knows
or
it.
Fold it. Fold is fine. Ow. He hits the queen. Oh, no, okay. Not much for Misljimi. I thought Misljimi had a jack there for a second.
Check.
Check, check, check. 3 of hearts. Now this changes tiny bit. Melanie might stab at this spot after all checks. Or Misljimi, what do you know? He's got 7 high, no hearts.
Wow. It feels like this can never work, and yet we've seen so many strange things with Misljimi.
It's not gonna
Nitsche
work.
has to call twice.
Yeah, yeah. If a heart doesn't fall, and even then, you just don't want to see a heart. It's called
You also want to make sure he doesn't bet too big.
Exactly.
You know, Misljimi does have the bomb.
Oh, if he shoves, then we're talking. Yeah, that's a really safe river. Just 9-10 gets there now, but
he's got to go extreme. Check or all in, right?
I agree.
How big does he have to bet?
All of it, probably a shove. Or something like that. I mean, something like 110, 120 might be scary enough, actually. He's got, yeah, he's got 330. That's still, I don't see Dominik. Yeah, it's probably.
There's no way Dominik's betting.
No.
Nitsche.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Yeah, now he's scared to value bet.
I wouldn't you?
Yo, wow. How would be scared to be an apologist guy?
I mean, he might have been going all in, but check raising all in there.
That would have been so pure.
But Nitsche, I'll tell you what, his heart's in his throat. I mean, he's in a street fight.
It's gonna be a tough battle here. I mean, it's a matter of coolers.
Right. Weisner, that's the ironic thing, is that if Weisner picks at the table the best person to 3-bet light, it's Nitsche every time.
Hands down, hands down.
And she knows that. She's got to do it.
Yeah. Let's see if Michael goes for a low steal here with a reasonable hand. He hasn't done so far. It would be a good time to start. Yeah, there you go. Good job, Michael.
Raise 35.
No matter what happens, it's those pots are going to be so important for him. Give him confidence, give him more chips. Except that Emir has a huge one, and he's just calling. That's so weird.
Well, I don't think he's 3-bet pre-flop once yet.
No.
It doesn't seem to be something that's in his arsenal. And
now if she squeezes here,
it's something she's considering.
Yeah, there's 100 out there. King 6 of spades. Yeah, there you go. I knew it. I knew it. King 6 of spades is not horrible. And Misljimi's calling.
She's getting called.
Yeah.
She is getting so called.
She's getting called.
She's getting so called. She might hit, but
it's a 60-40.
She's so.
I mean, some of her out are killed by Thoms too. She's not looking pretty. Hey, Thoms considering it. That's how sick it is.
It's
he's not calling, but yeah, he's not calling. But Misljimi is, I think.
And it's a bit unfortunate for Weisner because she knows that Misljimi calls really weak in the small blind. This is so at the top of his range.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I mean,
I don't know. Is he gonna do it?
Well, it's a clear call with 20 big blinds.
Yeah, it is.
It was a clear reshove actually, but oh no, come on, no.
Wow, she's got him off it. And you know what? That's going to give her so much. She doesn't know what he folded, but it gives her confidence because that was her standard play.
Yeah.
She knows she has to, and she was going to go out there, but she can do it playing her game. There's Eric Seidel.
That's Seidel in the house.
Wow. And here for the Premier League main draw and checking out perhaps the competition. He is a man that you feel like the Premier League has been after him for years, you know, until he came. And these days, he's been on such a roll, Eric Seidel.
I mean, all-time money leader. He's won everything that's possibly, you know. High rollers, super high rollers, super duper high rollers. It's crazy. Like one tournament after the other, just wins one after the other, and he
doesn't matter what the format is. Doesn't
everything. He plays everything. He plays tournaments. He plays sit and goes. He plays cash games so well. Mixed games. He's a horse monster. Like it's crazy. 8 game, 10 game, you name it. And he's been around forever. I mean.
not only has he been around forever, but he's winning more now than he ever
was
has,
back. Yeah,
which
of course.
Is, which, you know, you can't say for most guys over the age of 30.
Well, you know, since he was in the movie Rounders, you know, that the famous hand, the second place to Johnny Chen, he was a little bit perceived as the best loser in poker in a way, not as a losing player, just, you know, he never got the cut, he never got first place. And first of all, that wasn't true because he got a bunch of bracelets to his name already. But now he's just a killer. Now nobody wants to sit with the man. I mean,
well, Weisner's got Misljimi in a tight spot. Mislimi's opened this pot. Weisner's re-raised, and she hasn't shoved. And she's trying to encourage a call.
100. Okay, call.
But
this is weird.
This is going to be an interesting pot. Just to finish up what we were saying, Seidel, great addition to the Premier League, and yet you want, if it comes an ace, obviously it's done and done.
It might be done nowhere anyway. Misljimi might just shove the gut shot here.
He very well might. He could easily go all in, couldn't he?
One check.
She will make it small, I'm telling you.
You're not imagining, if you're Melanie Weisner, that he's got a big, I mean, it's not a big draw, but you're imagining that you've got
There it is, there it is. Very small, 65, I think.
65.
Yeah, that's good. She's back on it. He might do it. He might be tricked by it a little bit. Should have been even smaller. Give the illusion of fold equity.
Oh, he's got the kings. He knows he's got the kings.
I told you, yeah, I knew it.
He's all in. I call.
Yeah, Melanie's not going to waste any time.
I knew it.
She knew before that she was going to have to go with that.
I knew it.
And it's 2 cards for 3 kings, or 4 kings.
Wow.
Or this is over.
How sick would a king be?
It'd be pretty sick. But we've seen some sick stuff.
No, it's good. Melanie's back on her game. This is just fair.
And
get it over with. You put your heart into the game. You study. You deserve it. It's good.
Emir Misljimi has given it one exciting ride that I will never forget.
Yeah, that's a good finale. This table has all the ingredients of a perfect table. It's been excitement, there's been crazy hands, and in the end, you know, the heartwarming story of Michael Thoms that get there through play money, qualifier, all the way through. Plays great, is patient, he waits for his hands.
And still has a chance for the Premier League.
Yes, absolutely. And then Melanie and Dominik kind of have to go all the way down. Like you said, street fight, get dirty.
Some character.
There you go, celebrate, Michael. You deserve it.
Definitely does.
Oh, he's so tired.
So emotional.
He's so tired.
So emotional.
Poor guy. There you go. Congrats.
It wasn't
buddy.
easy.
No,
it wasn't easy.
No.
It wasn't easy.
He deserves it 300%. Good job, Michael.
Cool. And Melanie is through to the final. Let's talk about how your day went.
It went pretty good. I was really happy with how I played, especially towards the end. I did get owned by the guy with the super long hair in one hand, but that was mostly my own doing. And I picked a few good spots late. I sort of induced the 4th place finisher to shove on me when I had it, and overall I'm really pleased.
And we see Dominik go through to the final for this global qualifier. Let's talk about your table and how you think everyone played.
Wow, I mean, like, when I came in, I just expected it to be pretty easy, to be honest. But, like, the online qualifier, who looks like Jesus, played really well, I think. I have to say that. Lots of respect to him. And then there's Melanie, obviously, who I know very well. Luckily, I had the best seat at the table, and I positioned on her, so I could try a few things. And in general, I felt like I had the best seat, because there's Benjamin Pollak, who's really good. And then there was Bruno Fitoussi, who, like, he likes to play a lot of hands, and I could, like, kind of use my position on him. So, you know, I felt like everyone played really well, except for that one online qualifier who kind of got me in a few hands, but I don't know what he was doing there.
I know you must be feeling really excited right now. Let's talk about that.
I'm now more excited than before the tournament. It's absolutely awesome, and I'm so happy that I made it, and oh, my heart beats, and oh, it's fantastic, yeah.
It's a really tough heat as well. There are some fantastic players out there. How do you feel about your play?
Yeah, I hope I played good, and yeah, maybe I could play some more bluffs, but I feel okay with my play here.
Here's the chip counts. These 3 remaining players will be taking to that final table. Melanie Weisner, the nominal chip leader right now on 709,000. But Michael Thoms, his Cinderella story alive and well on 624,000. And Dominik Nitsche left plenty of chips when the blinds get rolled back with 467.
So 3 players move through to the second global qualifier final. Next time we find out who will join them as the last global qualifier gets underway here in Vienna.
Oh yeah, that's why I never play tight, because everyone folds to 3-bets and you don't get to have any fun.
That sucks.
Shh, they don't know.
Are you jamming anyway?
I really want to win this one.